Wilson have absolutely smashed it this year when it comes to the new Dynapower range of drivers, hybrids, wedges, and of course irons. Today I have the hybrid. Could this be one of the best hybrids of 2025? You see, 2025 has been a really good year for forgiving golf clubs, and I think Wilson are at the forefront of that because of all the technologies they've now got in these clubs. We're going to talk about that today. We're going to talk numbers, and we're going to see if this could be a club that finds its way in my bag, your bag, or even Bobby's bag. What do you think the look of it, Bobby? It does look good. I think it looks really nice and traditional. I think if you're in the market for a traditional hybrid, which isn't necessarily a done thing, this could be the one. I like the little flare of red as well. I think it looks really nice. So I've got this in a 4 hybrid, so it's 22 degrees of loft. The first thing I want to bring your attention to is this little thing here. It's like a, can I call that a V-steel sole?
Why not?
I mean, it's not a V-steel sole because it's not a tailor-made club, but that's going to really help you in the rough, help the club glide through there. And we've of course got that PKR 360 face. Yeah, you like that? Right. How does it feel? How does it sound? How does it perform? That's going to be the big thing. 200 quid this. 199.99. Straight away, that's a lovely ball flight, isn't it? And that was actually a little bit toey, but it sounded really nice. I certainly feel like it sounds premium. That's probably a word that is a very good way to describe this club, because in the past, when we thought about the launch pads, the D9 clubs, I do feel like Wilson didn't feel as expensive as what they maybe are. First shot with this, I'm quite impressed with that. I think it did feel really, really nice. Nice and high, it's 22 degrees. It's not a 2 hybrid, it's a 4. So probably the loft more people would go for in this model. Another one, nice and high. And that was actually really toey as well. I've really got that high on the face and toey, and that's bounding down there in the middle of the fairway. Look at where I've struck that from. Just there on the mud a little bit. So the black face is going to mark up if you do catch them a little bit heavy like that one was. But again, it's performed pretty well, I think, as a tool to go in your golf bag. This could be something which, instead of a 4 iron, performs really, really well for you. Right, one more. And then let's move on. I'm enjoying the shape, you know that big high draw? Oh yeah, that's the best one so far. That's a lovely ball flight. And one of the big ticks in the box for me here is how those ball flights have all been really, really similar. They've all been kind of the same flight window. So I think consistency-wise here, very, very good, very, very impressive. What's it like from the fairway? Does this help you from the rough? And what's it like for numbers for 200 quid? All will be revealed very quickly. Right, so what I'm really pleased with there is the consistency front to back and side to side. You can see one of them's gone a little bit further than the others. That could be down to the bounce it's took on the fairway. But from the white tees here, there's not a lot of run, and they are 3 pretty good distance tee shots for a club that's 22 degrees in loft, essentially a 4 iron replacement. Is that what people want from this club? Do you want ultimate distance? Do you want consistency? Do you want forgiveness? I think if you can bottle those 3 things up for £199, you're probably onto a winner. You think what the TaylorMade and the pin cost, they're getting that bracket above, aren't they? So Wilson could well be onto something here. Let's carry on. Okay, so what is it like out of the rough? We're going to give ourselves some different lies here and just see potentially how this club can help us. Because like we said, this shaping on the bottom, together with all that technology that the club has, I think could be its kind of saving grace a little bit. So it's got the AI-driven PKR 360 face. So that's designed just to help you maintain that ball speed from across the face. And realistically, together with that forged face construction, that is designed to provide higher ball speeds with improved feel at impact and after the shot. The new shaping, which we've mentioned, is the new Dynapower Hybrid feature, and it's a newer, more compact head designed with an extended toe area for larger hitting surfaces that provide more stability on those toe strikes, which is exactly one of the strikes we had over on that first hole. So lots and lots to go at. We've got a good lie, an okay lie, and a terrible lie. What kind of consistency can we get? This one should be okay, I think. Oh yeah. So that kind of club, that's exactly what I want it to do. It's not exactly a low penetrating shot, so the wind has affected it. But realistically, again, with a 22 degree hybrid, I'm kind of hoping that this is just going to give me that element of get the ball up in the air. I'm not going to try and hit this 200, 220, 230 yards out of the rough into the wind. It's not that kind of club. But if you have a yardage that you're struggling with and you're in the rough and you're into the wind, this could be that club. It's important to know how far it goes in different elements, in different circumstances, from different lies. Now this next one's a terrible lie. This is a lie that you just probably wouldn't go at a hybrid with at all. If we can hit it a similar distance to that first one, and that new shaping really help us, I think that might have gone further. That's honestly done incredibly well. Now if Bobby comes in here, this is exactly what I was talking about. So this shaping on the bottom, this divot that's kind of glided through the turf, obviously down into the mud or the muck, it's really helped us here. You can see how the mud's dispersed away from the back end of the club. So this has just really helped the club glide through that grass. This is where, for me, these clubs are coming on leaps and bounds. You can't necessarily make a club much thinner faced here. You can't make it go a lot further. It would be pointless. You can make it easier to hit. You can certainly make it easier to hit. Right. Just try, see if we can get 3 really consistent ones. This is like a mediocre lie. Not bad at all. I'd go as far as saying there are 3 really, really consistent shots. Let's get down there, let's see where they are, and of course let's talk some numbers for this, what I think could be a really, really good club to potentially go in your bag in 2025. It needs a clean though. So I'm really, really impressed with that. You can see front to back dispersion, there's probably 7 or 8 yards in it if we go first ball to third ball. Left to right dispersion, I'm happy with that. That's probably about the width that a green would be. We've obviously gone down a fairway there, but realistically I think that's really, really consistent. It's nice and forgiving. It feels good. It feels a lot better than the older Wilson clubs like the D9s and the launch pads. 199 could be the bargain of the century, potentially. The next thing to do will be compare it against something that costs a lot less, wouldn't it, Bob? A lot less. We've got a big video coming soon, guys, so make sure you hit that subscribe button because this thing cost £14.99. See you tomorrow. Okay, so just how good is this Wilson Dynapower Hybrid in here in the studio when it comes to numbers? You'll see we've got it brand new actually, so we'll take the wrapper nicely off it there. That looks absolutely gorgeous, doesn't it? So we have, as you can see, that Power 360 face. You can see we have a little bit of kind of V-Steel-esque technology to help us through the turf, and we have 22 degrees of loft on this 4 Hybrid. There's no adjustability on here, which is a little bit of a shame, because I think as soon as you start getting to that kind of £200 mark, you would want a little bit of adjustment, especially in a hybrid. The hybrid is the club where you might knock it down or up depending on the day, depending on the golf course, and things like that. But it does look very nice and traditional. I like the little red mark down the back. And that felt absolutely fantastic. It's quite a high spin, but then again, it is 22 degrees of loft. So I would hope here for around a 200-yard pitching club. For me, if this is replacing my 4-iron in the bag, I quite like that. 212 total, 5,000 spin. One of the key things here is going to be, can we knock that down in flight? Can we just level it a little bit? But we'll hit some nice normal shots first to kick off with. That wasn't a good strike at all. How far is that going to go? Still trying. I would hope that did a little bit better. That was high out the face. It was a little bit duffy into the mat, but we'll continue. That did pick up quite a lot of spin, which is a good thing, to be honest. You don't really want a low spinning hybrid. Now that's a nice one, because that was a little bit bottomy. 4,007 spin, so it's going to have that extra spin rate. But as you can see, that Power 360 face has kind of helped us get, still that 200 plus carry, 207, 220 total. And that for a miss hit's exactly what you want from this kind of club, in my opinion. Lovely, same again. I don't mind that I'm catching these bottomy, because for a hybrid, sometimes you want it just to kind of fly up in air. It's still carried over 200, so potentially for those kind of long par 3s, those long par 4s, even some of the par 5s maybe, this could be a club that you potentially have in there instead of the 4-iron to help you, well, rescue yourself. These used to be called rescue clubs, didn't they? Now they're kind of hybrid clubs, but That was really nice. Really nice, and I quite like how easy that is to launch because it is just going kind of straight up in the air, and once again we're bang in the middle, 206, a 199 carry we'll call that one. Now's the point where we kind of separate the wheat from the chaff. Is that saying? Is that saying? I'm not sure that's a saying. We separate the weak from the strong, we'll go with, Bobby. If I can flight this down and kind of drop the spin a bit, still get it out there, then this is one of the best hybrids of the year. Oh, it's tried, hasn't it? I've turned it over a touch. The spin's dropped 4-2, which is pretty decent. You can see it's gone further because of that, but I have pulled that just a little bit as well. I'd want to hit that shot, but nice and straight. 230 total. It's not a bad number. 200 pounds. See, that's the... I feel like I've done everything right there to flight it down, but it still rose up in the air. It's still that kind of 5,000 spin. The numbers are good, the distance is very good, the total distance is good. I'm pleased with everything there, but I do feel like I could just potentially try and flight that down just a little bit more. Let's go a couple more. And really, it's just wanting to climb too much. Now, for a lot of golfers using a hybrid, that's not necessarily a bad thing. Again, it's carrying over 200, it's bang down the middle. It's not necessarily the most versatile club of the year, but that doesn't mean to say that it doesn't do what a lot of golfers would want it to do at this loft and has this kind of head shape. Let's get back out on the golf course and see if this is decent value for money or not.